The title and thumbnail of this video is unfortunately not clickbait. I, the almighty Jewboi, was on Talk Tuah this past week. Everyone was asking, Jewboi, is this photo, is it photoshopped? No, sadly it's real. I wanted to quickly explain how I got into this amazing situation, how it happened, what we talked about, and the after effects, and who I met along the way. Now, for some context of how this happens, we have to go back like 4 years. A random man, we're gonna call him Bob for the sake of this story, reaches out to me because of one of my viral Instagram videos. He says, hey man, you're pretty funny. Do you have any management by any chance? And I'm like, no. So we start talking to each other. We never end up working with each other, but we remained friends ever since, and we would always talk from time to time. Fast forward 3 years, and I'm looking at this guy's Instagram story, and I see that this mother fricker signed Haley Welsh, Mrs. Tuah, into his management. I DM him, and I'm like, bro, there's no way you got Mrs. Tuah. And he's like, hell yeah, we did. And he is like single-handedly like behind Talk Tuah, everything that has happened regarding her remaining relevant. This is all him. And I happen to just know this guy for a few years before. So I come back from the holidays recently and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I need to lock in. I need to start networking. So I'm like, screw it. I'm going to call Bob. I'm going to see how he's doing. And I tell him, Bob, I'm going to be in LA soon. Let's make stuff happen. And he's like, when? And I'm like, I don't know, because it was a spontaneous decision. I had no place to stay. I had no tickets. I just told him that I was coming. And I also told him, I was like, bro, if you could somehow get me a collab with Mrs. Tuah, I promise you it will go viral, because I've done videos in the past where I sort of would make fun of the Talk Tuah meme, how she could go viral, but when I make my amazing memes, I don't become a celebrity. You might have seen that before. Let me show you guys an example.
So the Talk Tuah girl gets a podcast because of her meme, but when I make the weather outside is Rizzy, I don't get a podcast? Okay.
Okay, so I made a bunch of troll videos like that. Just trolling it. And I was like to my boy Bob, I was like, yo, if you let me there, I'll do like this exact same thing, but then she'll actually be in the video. I'm telling you, it will do amazing. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. You could come by next Tuesday. So introduce me to a few people, and you could also meet Mrs. Tuah, and you'll be able to do it right before her actual episode of Talk Tuah. You know who they got for Talk Tuah this week? I can't post this till after that episode comes out, so you probably know by now. It was Wiz Khalifa. They had Wiz Khalifa on Talk Tuah. We'll get to that later, because that was very interesting, because I was there when that happened. I fly down to LA. I go to a BOP Kosher concert, VIP tickets on the way. That's a story for another time. I'll tell you guys about it. I see this dude, and he's interesting. He's a good singer though. I arrive at the place and I'm waiting for my boy Bob so that I can meet him. But before he shows up, Mrs. Talk Tuah herself in the flesh just comes out of the elevator and like it just like walks like right towards me, and I'm like, oh, Mrs. Tuah, it's an honor, you know. I'm a big fan, you know. So I introduced myself to her, and a lot of people were asking, like, you know, what's she like? Honestly, she's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Just a regular, normal, southern sounding girl who went viral, and now, you know, she's just, they're just doing stuff. So she's very nice. She was getting pulled away like every second to do something. Like the second she arrived, she had people like, okay, you gotta go here now go over there, now this and that. And right when she arrives, there's like a producer. He comes and he's making these beats in the studio. They're making like a Talk Tuah intro video. I haven't posted it yet, but I'm gonna show it on screen real quick.
Hi, I'm Haley Welch, and welcome to Talk Tuah.
It's a banger.
Right, so that happens. I'm like, what's going on? The Talk Tuah girl's here, and they're making a Talk Tuah song, and I'm meeting all these random people about like brand deals and sponsors, and Wiz Khalifa's coming in 3 hours. And after I record like a video, so my boy Bob is like, Mrs. Tuah, Jewboi, have you met it? And I'm like, oh, I know Mrs. Tuah very, very well. My boy Bob's like hyping me up. He's like, yo, this man's crazy, gets millions of views. He's gonna do a quick collab with you. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's nothing crazy. And literally, like, we're sitting just in the Talk Tuah studio, I didn't even know that the set for Talk Tuah was literally right there. I'll show some pictures literally right when I walk in there, like in the management place. It's just there in a little box, just Talk Tuah. And I'm like in awe. I'm like, wow, this is insane. So we record the videos, we do a little bit of improv, and obviously it's done very well. Let me show you guys these videos real quick.
So she gets to say Talk Tuah and instantly gets millions of views. But when I say the weather outside is Rizzy, I don't get millions of views.
Excuse me, sir. Who the fuck are you? And can you?
I made the weather outside is Rizzy. So
Yeah, so that exploded like crazy. Mission accomplished. Has 1.7 million likes, 12 million views. We got this one.
Haley gets to say Talk Tuah and instantly gets rich and famous. But when I say the weather outside is Rizzy, I don't get rich and famous. Okay. So
yeah, she looks so tired of you, bro. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that she looked, she looked kind of like annoyed at me. And I made a troll video saying, she's just very intimidated by my aura. But in actuality, here, let me break the fourth wall for a second. We told her to look annoyed and uninterested because we knew it would get people to react. And bro, in every single one of these videos, I was commenting to use code Jewboi in the Fortnite item shop. Thousands of people have used code Jewboi in the Fortnite item shop, so if you haven't already, make sure to do it. Then she asked about my yarmulke, actually. So my boy Bob was like, come over here. She wants to know about your yarmulke. She's like, what's that frisbee on your head? I'm like, what the hell? And then they actually start recording it. So this is an authentic interview, not on-stage, that happened right here.
It's called a yarmulke, right? Jews, we wear it on our head to remind us that God is above us and constantly watching over us.
Do you have a bald spot under there?
That was like, she instantly asks right out. That wasn't planned. She just like, do you have a bald spot under there? And like, I'm like, okay, that's a crazy lucky guess that I might have one under there. But it was a funny thing to say.
Hell yeah, I do.
Let's see it.
Huh?
Let's see it.
Like, she wants to see it.
A million likes will do the bald spot reveal, and yeah, no, because if I take it off, I might forget about God.
Yeah, that was off the dome because I'm like a comedian. Essentially, I'm like really, really funny. And we just make we make a bunch of videos, but the main thing that I wanted, and those videos obviously did very, very well, was this right here. This picture I'm about to show you is going to be talked about. Like this is like the biggest moment in Jewish history since like the Babylonian exile. This right here. Like I was just, it's beautiful. When I tell you, after I posted this picture, the most randomest people I haven't spoke to in years, like start DMing me, reach down, my phone's like blowing up. I'm like, really? Like it's Talk Tuah that's doing this to you guys? Like now you guys care? And embarrassingly enough, a weirdly large percentage of the Jewish community started waking up like, who's this Jewish guy? Like in a good way. They're like, this is amazing. And I'm like, really, Jews? Like this is what woke you guys up to me? I've been doing this stuff for whatever, and it's done amazing. And we got on Rizzler News. Unemployment rates decreased after Jewboi's Talk Tuah appearance. Guys, this is real news that you could trust. Non-biased news. Right, so I'm just posting this. It's going crazy. Everyone's loving it. And everyone's just like asking how the hell did I get in there? And I'm like, bro, like what are the odds that this random dude that reached out to me on Instagram years ago ends up managing Talk Tuah girl? Like it's just very random, and I plan on working with him again soon, so that should be fun. But here's what's crazy. And I'm about to show you guys some unseen footage right here. It might have been seen by now. Oh, here's a picture of the Talk Tuah studio. So we're waiting there, we're collabing. But the main reason that we're there is like the studio is set up for a reason, not for Jewboi, unfortunately, but for Wiz Khalifa. So we're waiting there, and I'm like, yo, how do I find a way to meet Wiz Khalifa? It's gonna be cool. But he was snuck in so meticulously with like his crew. It was like so. I didn't even realize he walked it. Like that was how smooth they were with it. But this is him in the flesh, Wiz Khalifa on Talk Tuah. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like I'm collabing with Talk Tuah, and Wiz Khalifa just walked in the room. I send this to like my mom. I'm like, Mom, Wiz Khalifa is here, and she's like, is he famous? And I'm like, yes, Mom, you don't get it. I was like to my mom, who's the most like famous rapper, I guess in the 90s that you knew of? And she's like, MC Hammer. And I'm like, MC Hammer. This was the most randomest day in existence. I'm already jet lagged because I'm flying to LA 3 hours behind, and it was daylight savings. And I was at a VIP BOP Kosher Lounge concert, which again I need to talk about another time. I wake up the next day. I'm told to go to Talk Tuah to collab, and we do these collabs. And we're in the studio cooking up Talk Tuah beats. I'm meeting all these random sponsor guys, and then Wiz Khalifa just walks in. And then he leaves, and bro, Wiz had like that special supply, man. I mean, it was crazy. I didn't have any, and then we just like chilled around for a bit. People were asking me like did I hang out with Mrs. Tuah, and I told them like I'm too busy for I'm a very important guy. You know, I can't. You know, they were lucky to have that collab with me, 12 million views. Like, you know, that's what we do. But the whole group, we all like chilled for a bit, talked about random crap. And that was pretty much that day. It was good. I got to meet Bob. We got to meet Mrs. Tuah, and, you know, the internet had a fun time with it. And honestly, I had a lot of fun. A lot of people asking me questions. For some odd reason, it was Talk Tuah that put me through that next level. So, but anyways, you know, that's how I got on Talk Tuah. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to know what the hell the weather outside is Rizzy is, it's like a meme that I made, and I made a whole video about it over here. So make sure to watch that. Smash like, subscribe. Goodbye.